A lot. When we hear our fans, we're so motivated from the start. So when we hear them, we can't wait to play. But it's not over. We still got to go to Paris. I appreciate the compliments. I take it game by game, and performances like today. I just hope it just carries on, and I appreciate the compliments. Obviously, I came here at 17, and they were they gave me the opportunity to play my professional football. So I'm just delighted with all the staff and the players that welcomed me back, and I always give it my everything in front of the fans.
Dortmund set up in a 4-2-3-1. We got Kobel as the goalkeeper, Matson, Schlotterbeck, Hummel, Ryerson, Emre Can, Sabitzer, Karim Adeyemi, Julian Brandt, Jadon Sancho, and Füllkrug. As for PSG, they set up in a 4-3-3. We got Dembele, Mbappe, Barcola, Warren Zaire-Emery, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, Achraf Hakimi, Marquinhos, Lucas Hernandez, Nuno Mendes, and Donnarumma. Jadon Sancho's return to the top of the football world. Today we saw Sancho's on-field confidence, the same thing which had prompted United to buy him for £73 million in 2021. PSG had most of the possession, and they looked to play a high line with front three of Barcola, Mbappe, and Dembele, with the midfielders in the half spaces and Vitinha moving around this space over here. And Dortmund set up in a 4-4-2 defensive block, but they weren't really that defensive. What actually was going on was, because PSG was going to have most of the possession, they wanted to thwart that possession and block the passing lanes and try to win the ball back in this area of the field over here. Once they did that, they wanted to launch into a counterattack, a fast counterattack. So they sometimes did that through the center, sometimes through forming overloads in this part of the pitch. So as PSG's left back Nuno Mendes, as he tried to build up through this side of the pitch, trying to dribble the ball, Sancho did was that he tried to cut him off in this space over here. Once he did cut him off, Dortmund made the runs and attacked this space right around here. Instead of just putting the ball out, what Sancho did was he kept the ball alive, blocked a run, and after completing the tackle, he successfully repeated his intended pass towards Julian Brandt, who was moving into the space down the wing. We also had Sabitzer making the runs in line, so if Brandt was here, Sabitzer would make the darts, and PSG they would have trouble, because initially they were playing a high line, and obviously they had to crack back, so most of their guys were caught upfield. And because Dortmund is a German team, they're very good on the transitions. Even when Sancho does come into play, he wants to play these 1-2 angles and get the team going. So as Sancho, he's not the quickest guy on the field. What they look to do is first the right back Julian Ryerson. He's the guy who comes close to Sancho. And, Brandt would also tuck in, so they would form this sort of a triangle. They try to form this overload against Nuno Mendes. That's where they won most of their balls, and then they launched the attack from here on. Either they'd switch the ball over, or they'd make these darting runs, and once they do that, Sabitzer, he would start making these runs. So Ryerson, Brandt, and Ryerson, they would help out Sancho, and that's how they created the overloads and then launched Dortmund into the attacks. At Manchester United was Sancho struggled to find these combinations. Van Bissaka is an excellent one-on-one defender, but he lacks that consistency in possession. The transitional style often employed by Ten Hag, that basically isolated Sancho all the way over on the wing. He was all alone for these 1v1 explosive things, and because he's not the fastest player on the pitch, those tactics didn't really suit Sancho. 1 hour into the game, after receiving this pass from Ryerson, Sancho, he faced up again with Mendes 20 yards from the byline, and Sancho just skipped past his challenge and made this sprint towards the goal. It was this cutback, and that's where he found Füllkrug, the striker, alone in the box, 6 yards away from goal. Could have been an amazing goal, but he just bombed the ball right over the goal, so it was a wasted opportunity. Otherwise Dortmund could have won 2-0. Overall, Sancho was really fast as compared to his United days. I think that's because of the confidence. During his United days, Sancho didn't really have a real striker up front. And at Dortmund, he had really good link up with Haaland. But it's not just out wide. Sancho also was threatening through these central areas as well. He found himself tucked in. Julian Brandt, 30 yards from the goal. He made this run, beat PSG's back line of three. Nuno Mendes most of the time caught up here. Sancho linked up with him, made this run over here. Another pretty good chance for Dortmund. Sancho, once he made these runs towards the edge of the box, he played crosses. In one instance, he saw Marco Reus making this blindside move, and Sancho's cross got to him. That was another pretty good chance.